What's going on? My name is FreerunnerX10 and welcome to a brand new Battlebit video. So in today's video I thought I'd take a look at Battlebit once again and see where Battlebit's at in 2020. There are going to be two parts to this video. The first part is going to be an information part where I'm going to basically take a look at some of the new features and additions to Battlebit, and the second part is going to be me talking about the game, giving my criticism, which is going to be very negative but hopefully is going to be constructive at the same time. I'm also going to try and keep this video as short and sweet as possible, and then in the future I'm going to upload some highlight videos of some of the gameplay that I've managed to record from some of the recent test sessions on the current build of Battlebit. Before we jump right into this video, I want to preface this video by saying that the game is currently in alpha and everything you see here is subject to change and could eventually change later on down the line and isn't the final product. So bear that in mind when you see things happening in the game. Things will be fixed, things will be changed, etc., as things do with game development. So let's take a look at the brand new main menu for Battlebit. In the previous versions of Battlebit, the main menu has been very limited and has lacked any kind of UI presence that is appealing to anybody interested in playing the game. It's very basic, it did its job, but now there is a new main menu that has a variety of different tabs that are hopefully going to allow people to look at Battlebit in a more cosmetically appealing way. The main menu looks really cool. It has a defined art style that I really like and haven't really seen with any other games, and it definitely is unique to Battlebit from what I've seen so far. It features a multiplayer tab with quick match, casual quick match, hardcore quick match, and a server browser, a test range which you can load up and try all of the weapons and attachments available within Battlebit, a soldier section which details your soldier stats, your level, XP, kills, and shows you all of the kills that you've got on all of the weapons available within the game. It's very basic and it's something that I have criticism towards, and hopefully I'll address that later on in the video. Then there's a clan page which allows you to create a clan and join clans and basically have clan battles. There's also a settings page which allows you to customize the graphical options of the game so that you can optimize the game so it runs better on whatever your hardware configuration is, as well as obviously messing around with your key bindings, audio settings, and sensitivity for aiming in this first-person shooter. Then there is a level editor, so in the future it looks like people are going to be able to make custom maps for this game, which basically allows the game to thrive because the community can create content for the game. I'm not sure if there's going to be any plans in the future to allow the community to create weapons and attachments and things that they can use to mod the game in certain ways, but only time will tell, and we're at a very early stage in development in terms of what the game actually is, so that is something that is very, very far in the future. Then there's also a credits tab, which basically just shows you the credits for the game, and that is pretty much it for the main menu. It's a lot better than the basic menu, has some artistic style to it. Would be interesting to see a variety of different backgrounds that transition every now and again, would have certain scenes going on where you can see like certain battles taking place. That would be kind of cool, but nevertheless, for what it is right now, it does the purpose. It's a lot more cleaner and more appealing than the previous main menu, so I like it overall. Now, in terms of features for the game is very much lacking in the features. It doesn't really have any game modes that are actually playable. Those are coming later. What it does have is the working core mechanics, which is basically the gunplay, the movement mechanics, vaulting, jumping, and it's basically just a sandbox unlimited team deathmatch mode currently. There are classes in the game, but the classes don't do anything apart from have their respective weapons for those specific classes. For example, the engineer has assault rifles, carbines, SMGs, and DMRs. The recon class has DMRs and SRs, and the support class obviously has its LMGs. But like I said, none of the classes actually do anything, so they're pretty much useless at this point. There's also no large maps yet to play on, like conquest game modes, and there is no vehicle combat as of yet. That is yet to be seen in this new version of Battlebit. However, there is a new weapon customization menu that allows you to customize your weapon to any scenario that you need it to perform in. You're allowed to change what is your main sight, and then you can change a secondary sight which is on top of your main sight. There's also side rails, under rails. You're allowed to change the magazine on some weapons, and also you're allowed to change the camouflage of certain weapons, which is kind of a new feature within Battlebit. They're very limited and basic, and there are some more advanced camos that change the entire gun model that are reserved for Patreon members and VIPs for Battlebit. I'm not sure how that's going to work in the future, but here you can see on screen me customizing a variety of different weapons, and yeah, there are some things that are limited on certain classes and certain weapons, and other weapons they're Seems to be quite a lot of customization, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure that there are many attachments that do anything in the game. It also seems to me like the attachments are very vague and you just put a long barrel on and you're good to go. There's no real need to use a suppressor, and I'll talk about that later on when it comes to the audio of the game. It just seems like the weapon customization system is there, it works, but it doesn't really have a purpose other than being able to change your scope. Something that's cool about the actual weapon customization menu is you can reload your magazine, you can fire the gun, you can also rotate the gun and look down the scope. However, when it comes to certain scopes, you can't change the scope reticles, which I think is kind of annoying, especially when it comes to the snipers, because I do not like the reticle that you use on the snipers from the 6x all the way up to the 20x. It is not fun to use. I don't like that reticle. I'd like to be able to change it and change for a variety of different reticles because I really just don't like that one. It's a personal preference. It bugs me and I hate it. So hopefully that's something that can be looked at in the future. But other than that, that's pretty much it for this build of Battlebit. It's very bare bones. It just has the core gameplay that is kind of the shooting part of the game, but it's missing all of the things that make Battlebit, which is the classes, the vehicle combat, and obviously this is TDM, so it's very fast-paced, but it kind of brings me on to the next segment of this video where I just want to voice a lot of my thoughts, concerns about the game, and hopefully give some constructive criticism and feedback towards the game. Okay, so this is going to be very quick. There's going to be a lot of constructive criticism in this, and I'm going to just be saying everything that is bugging me about Battlebit currently in its current version and iteration. Okay, first off, the main menu. The main menu is completely fine apart from the soldier tab. The soldier tab just has stats. That's cool. That could be a tab within the soldier section, but I think you should be able to customize your loadout for every single class within the game for your weapons from that menu. In the current version of Battlebit, when you customize a weapon, none of the attachments that you customize will have saved, so the next time you start the game and join the server, all of your attachments and customization options that you have spent time doing no longer exist. So that's also something that needs to be saved. Let's take a look at the core gameplay and talk about that. The core gameplay is fine apart from the fact that it feels like you die in a frame. It feels like there is going to be a hardcore element to Battlebit, and this is sort of the vision that I was told, where it's going to be Battlefield and that's going to be the casual section of the game, and then there's going to be a more realistic version of Battlebit that's going to be very much like Squad, Armor, Project Reality and some milsim games, and it's going to be very realistic, squad based. It's going to be slower gameplay, you're going to die very quickly, but that's kind of what it feels like playing what is going to be the casual version of the game. It feels like the time to kill is very, very slow from my perspective. If I'm shooting someone, I feel like I'm putting loads of bullets in to someone and it's fair and they die in a timely manner. But on the receiving end, it feels like I die in a frame, like somebody double headshots me, I'm dead. And it seems like I die very quickly. The audio also makes that even more jarring because the audio in the game is complete garbage. There is some footstep audio, but right now in the current map on this test, all you can hear is ambient storm effects of whoosh, and then the occasional of bullets, and that's it. You can't hear any directional audio of where shots are coming from. You can't hear any bullets landing near you, so you're kind of thrown out and you just die out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, okay, could have been a sniper. In some cases it is, but when it's somebody spraying an AR across the map and they're shooting you in the back, you have no time to react, so you just die instantly, and that isn't fun. I get if that was going to be how it is for the milsim and the more hardcore part of the game, but if that's what it's like for casual, then that doesn't make any sense to me. Something feels kind of off with the networking, and I know that was something that was completely redone. It feels worse in some way, and that's kind of how I'm perceiving it. As somebody who plays a variety of different FPS games, Battlebit feels quite different in its current version as it's done in the previous version of the game. Now, when it comes to classes do nothing in the game right now, so there's no point in having the first aid medic class. That doesn't do anything. The support class doesn't do anything. None of the classes do anything. All they have is their respective weapons for that class, which sucks. In this team deathmatch mode, which isn't actually a full-fledged mode, it's just like a sandbox TDM mode, there is no health regen over time. So when you get tagged, you stop bleeding. Essentially, you have to bandage yourself. You won't regen health over time, and that's pretty much your health like that until you die and respawn. That is annoying, really silly. So there needs to be some kind of health regen over time because, yeah, like, classes don't work. it's annoying to play a game when you can't peek anyone because you're just going to die in a bullet. Basically, the meta of playing this game is to sit in a building and try and peek like the most awkward angle to try and kill a load of people that aren't suspecting you to shoot them, and most people are oblivious anyway, so you can kill quite a few people. But in terms of the game's overall feel, it kind of feels off to me, so I don't know if that's just a me problem or whether that's something that other people have noticed, but quite frankly, I'm not a big fan of it. None of the UI stuff feels like it works in terms of like the kill feed. The kill feed's fine, but I wish there was more information on the kill feed. Like, for example, if someone headshots me, it then has a headshot icon, so I know that they've headshot me. Also, when you die, there's no actual death animation. There's no UI that pops up saying this is who killed you with what weapon and how much damage they did. That doesn't exist anymore, even though that was part of one of the older versions of Battlebit. That has now gone again, so hopefully that gets added in at some point in the near future. Speed reloading. In Battlebit, you used to be able to do two types of reloads. One was a long reload where essentially you would keep the magazine and it would be a slower reload. The other one would be a quick reload where you drop the magazine that was in your gun and put a new one in quickly. That reload animation and feature has completely disappeared from Battlebit and makes fighting in CQC an absolute pain in the arse because you can't reload quickly enough to kill someone even with an SMG with a tiny mag. I'm sat there reloading it thinking it's an LMG because it's taking a year to reload. That is infuriating and annoying. So hopefully that's something that gets re-added into the game and fixed, because when you try to do a quick reload or reloading really slowly is annoying. It's really annoying, especially when that feature was so useful in certain situations in the previous versions of Battlebit. Hopefully the audio gets looked at. Like I said, the audio right now is garbage. You can hear the occasional footstep, which is fine. Direction's a little bit off sometimes. And in terms of actual audio, all I can hear while playing this current map is ambient weather effects of a storm, which is really fucking annoying. That's the bottom line. It doesn't make the game more immersive. In fact, it's actually really, really annoying. There's no gunshot audio that really makes any sense in terms of directional audio. There's no kind of audio of bullets landing near you or to alert you you're being shot. So basically, you just die to you're dead. That's it. That's the experience of Battlebit. In some cases, you just die in a frame and you just heard, like, I don't know, other people's gunshots in the distance, which doesn't correlate to someone actually shooting at you, even when they're not suppressed. So yeah, it's really weird. And they're pretty much my major sort of gripes and concerns with Battlebit currently. And that's something that has kind of been bugging me for a while over the previous tests. So I thought I'd vent it right now when I can. But other than that, Battlebit is still a lot of fun when it's not a pain to play. And that's pretty much how I see most games. Most games are quite fun to play and they work really well, except for when they don't. And Battlebit has some issues. Obviously, this is alpha, lots of things that can be changed, updated. Hopefully, I'm not the only one that sort of sees an issue with the TTK, but it feels kind of weird in some places. And I don't know whether that's a networking issue, whether that's a me issue, or whether I'm just playing other games and coming back to this and being like, what is this? Because it feels kind of too hardcore for casual. And yeah, so I'm not entirely sure why it feels like that, but it does. All in all, there's been a lot of progress with Battlebit. It's been remade yet again. Hopefully this is the last version and it doesn't get remade from the ground up again, because that would be a big, big shame. The current version of Battlebit is really, really well done. In spite of it being an alpha, it has a few teething issues and some things that I obviously have concerns with and things that I'd like to see changed and implemented. Whether that will happen, who knows? It's not my game, but that's sort of my sort of constructive criticism and things that are really, really just bugging me at the moment with Battlebit. I've seen this game go from version to version. This is by far the most stable version of the game. It runs really well on what I can only describe as just bare minimum hardware that people are still using for some reason, which is really, really insane if you think about it. And all in all, it definitely is a lot of fun when things feel like they're working and you're not getting cheated out of kills by being killed in what seems like a millisecond where you can't really react. Other than that, yeah, game's a lot of fun. Don't really want to see the game get remade yet again. That would be a huge, huge shame to see. This is by far the best version of Battlebit. It has improved so much that it's now time to just keep adding to the game, making things better and improving on this version till there is a game that is fully complete and people can play and enjoy, and then from there on receive updates new content and things that people want adding and changing with the game without having to completely rework the entire game. That's pretty much it for this video. I will be uploading a edited video of all of the gameplay highlights from the recent test session that happened over the previous weekend, which was from the 29th of February to the 1st of March 2020. So that's going to be like 2 hours of edited footage really, so I'm not sure how much I can get that down to, but there was quite a few kills. There's some clips there that I can upload to Twitter and Instagram, and all in all there's just quite a bit of content with that. Also maybe could make a rage compilation as I get mad as I die in a frame. That would be something that I would be willing to do, because yeah, I'm an angry little man. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did in fact enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like. Unfortunately, if you didn't enjoy this video, there is always the dislike button. And as always, if you'd like to see more content like this or more content by me, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, I will see you in my next video.